Adaptive immunity is of two types: active immunity and passive immunity. Today we will learn more about passive immunity. The main feature of passive immunity is there is no exposure to antigen. The individual doesn't get exposed to the antigen or pathogen. Whereas in active immunity, if you remember, individual gets exposed to the antigen or pathogen. Whereas in passive immunity, the person doesn't get exposed to the antigen. So as there is no exposure to the pathogen, there is no activation of the immune system. No activation of immune system. So if the person's immune system doesn't get activated, then how does the person develop immunity? So in passive immunity, the immunity actually develops by means of transfer of antibodies or immune cells from an immune person to a non-immune person. That means a person gets an infection, is exposed to a pathogen, right? And the person's immune system gets activated and the person develops active immunity. So from this person, antibodies or immune cells are transferred to a non-immune person. So this person, the immunity that the person develops is known as passive immunity, where his own body is not developing any immunity, but actually the immunity is being transferred from an immune person to a non-immune person. So as this immunity is being transferred from an immune person to a non-immune person and the person's immune system is not activated, there is no immunological memory. There is no development of immunological memory. Whereas immunological memory develops in active immunity, it doesn't develop in passive immunity because the person's immune system is not activated. Hence, there is no immunological memory and the body cannot mount an rapid or amplified response the second time, right? So there is no immunological memory in passive immunity. So this passive immunity, in turn, we can say it's of two types: naturally acquired passive immunity, artificially acquired passive immunity. So what is this naturally acquired passive immunity? That means the transfer of antibodies or immune cells from an immune person to a non-immune person occurs naturally. That means the best example is usually from the mother to the fetus. Some of the antibodies, the IgG antibodies to be specific, as they are very small, they have the ability to cross the placenta. So these antibodies get transferred from mother to the fetus in the mother's womb. So because this transfer of antibodies from an immune person to a non-immune person occurs in a natural way, this kind of immunity is known as naturally acquired passive immunity. Then there is another form, that is artificially acquired passive immunity. So in this artificially acquired passive immunity, basically immune cells are transferred from an immune person to non-immune person. That is, antibodies. A person who has already developed immunity to a certain infection, the blood sample of the person is collected, it is purified, and only the antibodies or the immune cells are then injected artificially into a non-immune person. This is usually also known as plasma therapy. We all might have heard of plasma therapy. So this plasma therapy is nothing but a way of passive immunization. That is, we are trying to produce artificially acquired passive immunity in the non-immune person. Right? Essentially, we are transferring antibodies and immune cells from an immune person who has already developed immunity, to a non-immune person. So this is about passive immunity, which in turn is of two types: naturally acquired passive immunity and artificially acquired passive immunity.